On November 14, 2025, a significant announcement was made for millions of Americans. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins revealed a new plan, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, will require every single person who receives SNAP benefits to reapply. This directive is a major shift from the program's normal operations. Every household currently enrolled will have to reapply. This news arrived suddenly and will affect families across the country. Many depend on these benefits to buy food. The announcement was made during an interview, not a formal policy release, leaving immediate questions. Secretary Rollins explained the core reason. The goal is to ensure SNAP benefits go only to people truly in need. The federal government will conduct a full review of everyone on the program. That review will confirm recipients meet strict eligibility requirements. The plan is a comprehensive reset of the nation's largest food aid program, touching tens of millions. This signals a major change in federal oversight of SNAP. Normally, reviews are staggered on a schedule. Now, the plan calls for a simultaneous nationwide reapplication. The scale is enormous and will require mobilization at state levels and at federal levels. The primary justification for this nationwide reapplication is the issue of fraud and payment errors. Secretary Brooke Rollins cited specific numbers to explain the administration's concerns. She said that an internal review of data from 29 states, mostly red states, revealed significant problems. According to the secretary, the data showed approximately 186,000 deceased individuals still listed as active SNAP recipients. Benefits are being issued in the names of people who have passed away, a clear sign of system error or potential fraud that needs to be addressed immediately. In addition to payments to deceased individuals, Secretary Rollins highlighted another major issue. The data review found roughly 500,000 people receiving double benefits. This can happen enrolled in two different states or duplicate files within a single state's system. It is important to understand how this new mass reapplication plan differs from the standard process of recertification. Normally, SNAP recipients must regularly prove they are still eligible for benefits. This process is called recertification. The timing for recertification varies by state and by the type of household. For example, many households with stable incomes, such as those with elderly disabled members, might only need to recertify once every 12 months or 24 months. Other households with fluctuating incomes might have to recertify more frequently, perhaps every 6 months, to ensure their benefits align with their current situation. Recertification is a staggered and routine part of managing a SNAP case. State agencies handle these reviews on a rolling basis throughout the year. A household receives a notice in the mail online telling them it is time to recertify. It is a completely different event in a mass reapplication. The planned reapplication does not exist in a vacuum. It follows a series of major legislative changes to SNAP that were enacted earlier in 2025. On July 4th, 2025, a law known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act was signed. This legislation introduced significant cuts to federal nutrition funding. The law reduces spending on SNAP by $186 billion between 2025 and 2034. This long-term budget reduction sets a new, more constrained financial future for the program, putting pressure on the USDA and states to manage the program with fewer resources over time. A critical component of this new law was the expansion of work requirements for SNAP recipients. These new rules, which took effect on November 1st, 2025, broadened the group of people who must work or participate in a work program to receive benefits. Previously, work rules primarily applied to able-bodied adults without dependents. The new law now extends these requirements to several new groups: parents whose youngest child is over the age of 14, adults age 55 to 64, veterans, individuals experiencing homelessness. These changes mean that many people who were previously exempt now face a new set of monthly obligations to keep their food assistance. Adding to the instability surrounding SNAP, a 43-day federal government shutdown in late 2025 caused severe disruptions to the program. During the shutdown, the Trump administration initially froze SNAP payments, citing a lapse in funding. This move immediately threw the lives of 42 million Americans into turmoil as they faced the prospect of not being able to buy groceries. The sudden halt in benefits created a national crisis for low-income families. Many have little to no savings and rely on SNAP to feed their children and themselves each month. The legality of freezing benefits was quickly challenged in court. Two federal judges ruled that suspending payments for the country's largest anti-hunger program was unlawful. However, the legal battles took time, and during this period, the flow of money was inconsistent. Some recipients received partial payments, others received nothing at all for the month of November. Some saw their benefits restored only to face uncertainty again as the shutdown continued. The disruption created widespread confusion and anxiety. Eventually, after the government reopened, funding negotiations moved forward. President Trump signed a bill to fund the government. The administration directed states to resume full SNAP benefits for November. Funding began to flow again, and states worked to catch up on the delayed payments. And however, the damage was already done. The shutdown exposed the vulnerability of the 42 million people who rely on SNAP. That feeling is likely to be amplified by the new reapplication announcement. To understand the full impact of the reapplication plan, it is crucial to know who uses SNAP. It serves approximately 42 million people. That's about 1 in 8 Americans. SNAP helps people afford a basic diet. This is mainstream support for many lower income households. The average monthly benefit per person is about $190. A large percentage are children. For many kids, SNAP ensures they have enough food to eat. Seniors are a substantial share of SNAP households. People with disabilities are too. Veterans receive vital support from SNAP. Low-wage workers rely on it. People temporarily unemployed also rely on it. Many recipients are working families whose wages don't cover basic expenses. SNAP supplements their earnings. It's a misconception that SNAP mainly serves people unwilling to work. The reality, it supports people from childhood to old age, including those who serve our country and those in low-paying jobs. With a mass reapplication on the horizon, it is essential for current SNAP recipients to be proactive. The first and most important step is to stay informed. Pay close attention to any official notices from your state's SNAP agency. These notices will likely come through the mail, so be sure to check your mailbox every day. Many states also use online portals or email to communicate with recipients. If you have an online account, log in regularly to check for updates or messages. You should also monitor the official USDA website for any broad announcements about the reapplication timeline and process. The second step is to ensure your contact information is up to date. If you have moved, changed your phone number, or have a new email address, you must update your file immediately. An incorrect address could mean you never received the reapplication form or other critical notices. If your state offers text message or email alerts, sign up for them. This is often the fastest way to get time-sensitive information. Taking a few minutes to confirm your contact details now could prevent a major headache later on. Third, begin gathering your documents now. Identification for everyone in your household, like a driver's license or state ID. Now that the federal government has announced its intention, the next phase of this process will unfold at the state level. The USDA must first provide formal guidance to state agencies. This guidance will include the specific timeline for the reapplication, the exact procedures states must follow, and any new forms or documentation that will be required. State agencies cannot begin the process until they receive these official instructions. Once they do, they will face the enormous task of planning and executing a process to review millions of cases in a very short period. State agencies will then communicate the plan to all SNAP recipients. This communication will be critical. States will likely use multiple methods to reach households, including letters mailed to their official address notifications on online benefit portals and possibly public service announcements. The instructions will tell households how to reapply, whether it is online, by mail, or in person, and what the deadline is. The most powerful thing you can do right now is get ready. Do not wait for the formal notice to arrive. Organize your paperwork, update your contact information with your state agency. If you are confused or need help, reach out to your local office or to a community advocacy group. Please like, subscribe, and express how you feel about this subject in the comments section below. Thank you for all of your support for my channel.